What up, y'all? I'm Steve with Elevate, and we want to talk about how to install a new heater stand. So the really old models, we had a heater stand that didn't have cuts and slits in it that we were able to push out, much like this one right here. So when you get your kit, it comes with all this jazz right here, and it does have a special socket here, and that's ground down so you can get in between the nut and this flange right here. So you can see that's different. So first thing you want to do is make sure that your unit is completely turned off, unplugged, and cold. So the first thing we'll do is we'll remove our base screws. And so all glass has a slight different inside diameter ID, and because of this you need these little shims, and those shims, sometimes you'll have one, sometimes you'll have two, and those shims go there, and you can see this is a solid piece, and we'll see it when we get it out. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and undo your heater, because you're going to have to pull that out. You can go ahead and pull this out. Okay, and so I have extension here, and you can use an extension or something. You don't have to have this, but just a regular one that's bent like this is not going to work out. So this one, I do like it because it can go in there and bend, and as you can see, to get up into this, if it was straight, you could still get up in there, but we're going to go ahead and do this. And so this is a pretty easy process. It is a little frustrating. If you got big hands, it's definitely going to be more frustrating. So we'll get that out. And the more coffee you drink in the morning, the more frustrated you might become too, for the shape. Anyways, go ahead and get these done. And if you have a really early model, we actually put our heater stands in the opposite direction, and over time we changed it. Had to do with certain things I don't totally remember. So what am I talking about? Well, if you're looking inside of this, it's a triangle and it's pointing this way. The real old school ones, the triangle is pointing back. So you can still use a heater stand upgrade if you'd like, or you can send it to us and we'll pop the disc out and switch it around for you. So that comes out. You're going to have to push in your dimmer a little bit there and fiddle. And you can also pull out your light. That really helps a lot too. And you're going to want to take your screws out. And you could leave in these are really old screws. Tight holes. Alright, so we got that out, and we have this out. So there's the differences in those. And you remove your cap. And you can install the cap now into this, or you could do it later. We'll just go ahead and do it now. And then the next step is this tension clip is going to go up on this side. So it'll go this first, then screws. Actually, not really. This will go first. And we're going to leave this one screw in there, if you can leave it in there. If not, just replace it and put it in. And this is going to hold it in there. Oh, nope, it didn't come out. And one little more helpful way sometimes is to go ahead and put a screwdriver up in there and then press and hold it like that. Get down in there. There we go. Okay. So that's one. Then with it still pressing in there like that, and if you have to set it on the table, you can do that. We're going to go ahead and get that nut. And so this nut has some nylon in it, and on one side and not on the other. The nylon's going to go on second, and that helps it keep it so the nut won't come off. And I like to go ahead and just get it on there and then kind of spin this. Okay, and so that's nice and tight on there, but still loose, and we're not going to tighten it all the way. So the easy one is done. Now you got 3 screws, 2 long ones, and a short one. We already used our short one, we just reused it. You also got some extra nuts just in case you lost them or something. So the next tricky part is to go ahead and install this. Is it easier to get 1 in at a time or 2 in at a time? I don't really know, but we're going to try 2. So get that in there like that, and get that in there. And this is going to face forward with this slight curve towards the front. So one thing I like to do is kind of push it down with one finger and get it in there, and that's not going to work out too well. Again, sometimes it's easier to do 1 at a time, 2. We're going to see what I can come up with. We'll get 1 in there. Hope you can see this, probably not. We got 1 in there. And we'll go ahead, and if the screw doesn't fall out of the other one, that's really good. And we got the other one in there. Alright, so they're both in there now. Now that's holding up there. And we'll hold those in there a little bit, and same thing, grab our screws. Get this in there. Oops. And the skinnier screwdriver might be a little bit easier, in all honesty. But we did it. And now I'm actually turning it with my thumb. So that's nice and tight on there. And since we're there and we already have the other screws all the way through, we can put this on and tighten this up. We're going to stop that for a second. And we're going to make sure this one gets in there. Same thing, we'll go ahead and put this nut on there. Mostly I'm just doing it with feeling in there. Alright, we got it on there. And you can turn either one, the screwdriver or the socket. This one will turn the socket. Okay. Well, once we get the foot to the top one and tighten that one up. And again, a thinner screwdriver, these little interchangeable ones, probably aren't the best bet for this. But if that's what you have, you can get it in there. Yep. I think the other one is tight too. Go a little bit more. All right, so all three are tight. That was a little pain in the butt, but again, the hardest thing is going to be with this fatter one up here. Right there, it just starts to push the tension clip out, and so we have it bent, and these can bend a little more out. If it's too far out, it needs to be pushed this way, so we make sure that they're in a little bit, if not slightly too much, and it's easy to go ahead and pull it back. So if you want to pull it back, what you're going to do is I press down on both of these, and I just grab this top right here. Needle nose will do fine, and I just kind of pry it back just a little bit. Be careful when you do that, and then open it up just a little bit. And then now we're just going to go ahead and reinsert our heater. And then we'll go ahead and do this. So this is very important to get this in. I like to bend this just a little bit. Be careful, as you don't want to rip this up here. Pull this around, and you're just going to tie it around these two black wires. If you do get these, it's okay, but right above here on a silver surface. And so you're going to tighten those up. Pretty tight, but not too tight. Again, you don't want to break the plastic back there. We'll snip that, and then we'll go ahead and insert our neon light. Get that in there. Sometimes 2 fingers helps. That's in there, and then you can get this centered up right there. And so this holds your heater up and down. You can still move it, pull it up, push it down. Everything is nice and good in there. And yeah. All right, so the next step we're going to do is go ahead and bend those wires over and install our base. And so line that up. And again, when installing these, be careful. You don't want to strip it, so I always go backwards, and you can kind of feel it fall down. And it should be nice and smooth. If it's tight, you might be cross-threading it. And we'll get the other screw in there. Yeah, I like to press this down. Make sure you don't have any wires coming out of here. Make sure you press that down all nice and tight. Okay, now we're good to go there, and we have a new heater stand in there, and you no longer need this, and this will go ahead and slide in. So you can see right there, it's tight, and I like that. You're going to kind of push and force it in like that, and then twist and push down. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you center up your heater so it is not touching the glass. The heater will crack the glass. Usually use a pick, but I have this right here. You need to take it off and adjust it. You can do that too. Get it adjusted however you need. Get it on there, and bada bing, bada bang. Your Silver Surfer is now back to normal, and your heater is even easier. Your heater is easier to change out. So why would you do this? Well, if you want to change out to a dab dish once in a while, this makes it a lot easier. If you want to change to the new Baller series, or just go back and forth onto really any one of our heaters that we heater covers that we make. Thanks a lot for your support. Elevate mind, body, spirit.